What's up, YouTube? This your boy BigboyfactsJonny, and tonight I'm gonna do my AEW Double or Nothing review on highlights you guys new. Hit that like button, helps YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to my channel. I'll leave my Twitter, my Instagram, and TikTok down below in the description. And let's get started. Now, AEW Double or Nothing was a good show. It really delivered tonight. That's all I gotta say. We're kicking things off with the NWA Women's Championship match: Serena Deeb versus Rio. This match was really good. It says Serena Deeb and Rio exchange strikes early before Rio crossbody from the top rope scored the first near fall of the match. Serena Deeb took over at that point, aggressively taking the fight to Rio and delivered several European uppercuts before crawling at the face of Rio. Rio eventually fought her way back and hit a diving stomp from the top rope. Rio keep her foot on the gas, hitting a Northern Lights suplex for a near fall before missing a stomp to the ring apron, aggravating her knee, which Serena Deeb attacked through the match. Serena Deeb continued to focus on the knee before a powerbomb for a 2 count. At a Tiger suplex tilted things back Rio way, but a running knee was countered into a single leg crab, again attacking Rio's knee. Serena Deeb countered a perfect by slamming Rio's knee into the canvas several times before locking in a single leg crab again to force the submission. This was a very good match that got over how ruthless Serena Deeb can be while keeping real strong at presence in the women's locker room. Serena Deeb is still your NWA Women's Champion. So let's move on. That match was good. So it says we're kicking things up. Next match card we have Brian Cage versus Adam Hangman Page. This match was good. This match was hot. It says a quick start for Page was briefly cut off when Cage threw him into the ringside barricade. While Page came back with a suicide dive, Cage powerbombed him into the ring post seconds later. When Cage continued battling through Page clotheslines, Page tried to change the momentum by hitting a big moonsault to the outside and runner from the second rope for a near fall. Page went for Deadeye, but that was countered into a ripcord forearm and a one-arm neckbreaker from Brian Cage. Cage tried to flip into the ring for his own buckshot lariat, but Page countered into the F5. Page then went for his own buckshot, but was hit with a huge suplex and a buckle bomb before Brian Cage discussed Larry. A spinning power bomb from Cage got a 2 count. Hook and Ricky Starks made their way to ringside, with Starks sliding the FTW title into the ring. Cage refused to help, looking to prove he could beat Page alone. This allows Page to hit the buckshot lariat for the victory in a hot opener to the pay-per-view that suffered from a few rough spots and some of the bigger swings. So the winner of the match, Hangman Adam Page. Alright, let's move on. So we get the AEW Tag Team Championship, the Young Bucks versus Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley. This was a pretty good tag team match right here. This was pretty good. It says Moxley and Kingston attacked the Young Bucks as the champions ended their entrance in an explosion of streamers. As the brawl continues outside the ring, Kingston hit a suicide dive and Moxley chugged a fan's beer. The Young Bucks briefly got the upper hand after Moxley and Kingston attacked Brandon Cutler, allowing the match to finally officially start. The challengers took the action back over, used some tropical heel work on the heel champions until a until Nick Jackson eye poke let the Bucks isolate Kingston in their corner. A Kingston exploder suplex allowed him to make this hot tag to Moxley, who ran through both Jacksons, hitting both men with the power drivers before locking Matt Jackson in a bulldog choke before Nick ran in the break the submission. Lou Gallows and Carl Anderson came to ringside before Frankie Kazarian ran in to make the save before Nick Jackson sprayed Moxley in the eyes with hairspray and hit him in the head with the can, busting Moxley open. The Young Bucks hit Moxley with the melter driver on the entrance ramp and began attacking the open cut on Moxley's forehead. Moxley desperately tried to crawl towards Kingston to the tag, but was hit with a series of kicks to the chest and back and forth, back by both Jacksons. The Young Bucks mock Moxley with a shield fist pose before Moxley hit a double German suplex and made the tag to Kingston, who raced into the ring and dominated. Numbers caught up again, and the Bucks were able to put Kingston down with the assisted sliced bread. Kingston got his knees up on a Nick Swanton and made the tag to Moxley, who immediately ate a double super kick. Moxley Moxley locked in a rear naked choke, but Nick broke it up with a 450 splash for a 2 count. In the ensuing chaos, Moxley used a Dear Jordan shoes to hit a Doomsday device for a near fall. Nick locked Moxley in a sharpshooter, but Kingston made the save before Moxley hit the Paragon Shift for a 2 count on Nick. Eventually, the Bucks finished Moxley off with 4 BET triggers to end a fantastic match with tons of convincing false finish. The winner is still your AEW Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks. In my opinion, Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston should have won this match. That's just my opinion. So we get a Casino Battle Royal. It says Matt Sydal was the first man eliminated with Max Caster using the low blow to set up the elimination. Caster was then thrown over the top rope by Christian Cage, landing on the entrance ramp before falling to the floor for the elimination before the group from the next suit joined the match. Matt Hardy was out with the second rope. Matt Hardy was out with the second group, but wanted to enter the ring until the action had broken down to just Cage and Powerhouse Hobbs in the ring. Participants continue filtering in and out with stars like Penta L Zero and Matt Hardy getting in the mix in the expected eliminations of many of the lower and mid-card participants. Jungle Boy scored a big elimination from Penta before Cage also made his way back into the match after spending several minutes on the outside through not eliminating. Before the Joker was revealed, the match came down to Jungle Boy, Christian Cage, Matt Hardy, and both members of Private Party. The Joker was revealed as Leo Rush. Rush quickly ran through Hardy and Private Party. After his impressive run, Rush tried to eliminate Private Party, but Matt Hardy intervening, helping his goons eliminate Leo Rush. Cage and Jungle Boy team up to eliminate Private Party, leaving Hardy and Desperate to try to hook up with Cage based on their history in WWE, leading Cage to quickly toss him over the top rope. Cage and Jungle Boy battle it out in a fun ending sequence before Jungle Boy finally scored the elimination to win a future title shot. The ending was solid, but there's only a good a match like this can be. At least the winner was a great choice, and the fan reaction was outstanding. Jungle Boy wins the Casino Battle Royal. Alright, so we get Anthony Ogogo versus Cody Rhodes. This match was decent match. It says Cody Rhodes easily slipped earlier Anthony Ogogo punches before Anthony Ogogo hits the bolo punch to the stomach and then an Olympus slam for a 2 count. Rhodes hit a power slam but grabbed at his ribs after hitting the move. QT Marshall got involved before he was chased off by Arn Anderson. Anthony Ogogo continued hitting high impact moves, putting the pressure on Cody Rhodes to defend his ribs. As Cody Rhodes fought back, he busted Anthony Ogogo open and began targeting the cut before hitting a springboard cutter. Anthony Ogogo came back by knocking Rhodes from the top rope with a ring hand and then hitting a frog splash for a 2 count. Cody Rhodes went for crossroads, but Anthony Ogogo landed another bolo punch and an uppercut, seemingly having the match won, but he pinned Cody Rhodes at the edge of the ring where Rhodes' hand was under the bottom rope. Cody Rhodes came back to hit the Britt Baker for the 3 count, scoring the win over experienced foe. Anthony Ogogo is solid for where he is in his career, but this wasn't a highlight on a show that has many of them from the buy-in. The winner of the match, Cody Rhodes. Alright, let's move on. So we get the TNT Championship, Miro versus the challenger, Lance Archer. This was a decent match. This was decent. It says, Lance Archer jumped Miro before the bell, taking the fight to the champion and dropping him with a boot to the face. Lance Archer hit a rope walk moonsault and then put Miro through a table at ringside. Miro broke away from the fight to try to recover while roaming around ringside before catching a charging Lance Archer and throwing him over the ringside barricade and into a group of fans. Miro rolled out of the way of a top rope moonsault from Lance Archer before hitting a follow-away slam for a near fall. Jake Roberts Jake Roberts charged to the ring and tried to pull a snake from the bag, but Miro attacked him and threw the bag down the entrance ramp. As Miro tried to finish off Roberts, Lance Archer caught him with a choke slam for a 2 count. It says Miro kicked the bottom rope into the groin of Lance Archer before hitting a jumping kick that allowed Miro to stomp Archer's back and lock in game over to put Lance Archer to sleep for the finish. Good big man action in this one, letting Miro score a big win in his first TNT title defense. It says the winner of the match and still your TNT champion, Miro. This match was decent. Alright, let's move on. So we get the AEW Women's Championship, Hikaru Shida versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. This match was sloppy. The beginning was boring, and then the last 4 minutes was great. It says Shida took Baker to the mat quickly and began working a flurry of submission holds. Baker avoided a Shida drop kick before rolling out of the ring to break the break the champion's momentum. Sheeta did hit a drop kick, but Baker was able to get the upper hand shortly after, taking Sheeta down on the outside and landing stomps and knee to the face of the champion. Once they retain the ring, as Sheeta tried to scramble from the clutches of Baker. Baker hit her with a curb stomp before putting in the sneaking glove. Okay. Sheeta tried to fight back, but Baker planted her face into the middle turnbuckle. Sheeta fired up and floored with big strikes to the face and head of Baker. Sheeta followed up with a series of knee strikes to score a near fall. Baker come back with a swinging neck breaker for her own two count. Baker hit a huge air raid crush for a 2 count before trying to apply the lockjaw. Sheeta took the action to the top rope, hitting a superplex and then trying to go right back to the top rope, but setting for a stretch muffler. When Baker fought back, Sheeta gave up the hold to chase. Rebel, who had taken her belt, Rebel then accidentally hit Baker with her crutch, allowing Sheeta to score a 2 count. As the referee was ejecting Rebel from ringside, Baker delivered a kick to Sheeta before stopping her on the belt. But Sheeta managed to kick out. The action flared back and forth down the stretch before Baker secured lockjaw to force the submission. The match was a bit odd paced, and some sections didn't make much sense, like Sheeta abandoning a submission to chase Rebel simply for holding the championship belt. It was a good moment for Baker, who seems like a star in the making, but was immediately a bit disappointed for the end of Sheeta reign and the beginning of Baker's. Okay, the winner and your new AEW Women's Champion, Dr. Britt Baker. This match, like I said, it was a good moment for Britt Baker. So I have to give credit where credit's due. Britt Baker is your new AEW Women's Champion. That's all I gotta say. The match was sloppy, by the way. The beginning was boring, but the last 4 minutes was great. That's all I gotta say. Alright, let's move on. So we get Sting and Darby Allin versus Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. It says this was fine for what it was. The teams brawl from the jump before Sky hit a suplex on Sting on the entrance ramp. Sting popped right back up, however, and dove off the ramp onto Sky and Page before the match hit the ring and settled into the standard tag match. Sting and Darby Allin had the early advances before Page swept Allen's leg as Allen was standing on the top rope. Page would eventually press slam Allen from the ring into the front row, calling back to some their classic brutal moments from their rivalry in the Evolve. Darby Allin was able to beat the 10 count and eventually fought back to make the hot tag to Sting. Sting nearly pinned Page with a cold red. Page went for the Eagle's edge on Darby Allin, but Sting swept his leg and locked in the Scorpion Deathlock. Sky then locked Darby Allin in a knee hook, and Darby Allin and Page began slapping each other and grounding eyes until the holds were broken by the ref. Sky and Sting battling down the stretch before Sky tried to flip into the ring with a cutter, but Sting countered into a Scorpion Death drop for the 3 count. Sting is much better than he has any right to be at his age, and the three other men are able to tremendous talents, at a hot crowd, and the match was a success, even if it wasn't an all-timer or anything of short. Sting and Darby Allin defeated Scorpio Sky and Paige. So that's all I gotta say. They defeated Scorpio Sky and what's his name? I said it earlier. And Ethan Page. So let's move on. So we get the AEW Championship match. Kenny Omega versus Pac versus Orange Cassidy. Alright, it says the match went 8 minutes long. So it says the winner and still your AEW World Champion, Kenny Omega. So Kenny Omega retains the AEW World Champion. That's all I gotta say. Alright, let's move on. So we get the Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle Stampede. It says the Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle Stampede. This main event was fantastic. It was just fantastic. The Inner Circle repelled from the top of the stadium scoreboard before the match. MJF was alone, but the rest of the Pinnacle members arrived in FTR's truck and the brawl begins. As the teams fought through the stadium, Chris Jericho got MJF one-on-one and began delivering a meeting before they went out inside, and MJF threw a hot coffee in Jericho's face. Jericho came back and used baking trays, tables, and other items before Jaguars coaching Urban Meyer and Charlie Strong threw Jericho footballs and a laptop to use it to hit MJF. Action then cut to Jake Hager and Rollo battling through the food prep area before Rollo speared Hager through a wall. Sammy Guerrero found Shawn Spears sitting in a room full of chairs before the two brawled through the wall and loading dock area. Spears was eventually able to handcuff Guerrero to some shelving, but left bolt cutters within reach. FTR Santana Ortiz found themselves in a nightclub that incapable had patrons and Conan as the DJ, sharing a shot before brawling. Action continued to cut between the brothers, pairing including MJF near pinning Jericho in a boardroom after a power driver on a table. Jericho and MJF battled into Daly's place with the live crowd. Guerrero ran Shawn Spears down. It says Guerrero ran Shawn Spears down with a golf cart. Also in Daly's place, Spears delivered some violent chair shots to Guerrero, but Guerrero managed to kick out of the pin. Guerrero fought back to stomp Spears into a chair before hitting a 630 senton to pin Spears and secure the win for the Inner Circle. This continually was wild and had some memorable moments. It also had some big low points, including some really bad prop work. They said it was a fun time, but battling back into Daly's place for the finish was a very good idea, allowing the crowd to react to the finish and sing along the Judas to close the show. Inner Circle defeated the Pinnacle, and AEW Double or Nothing went out there. But anyway, AEW Double or Nothing was a good show. It really delivered tonight. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed my AEW Double or Nothing review and highlights, please hit that like button to help the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to my channel. I'll leave my Twitter, my Instagram, and TikTok down below in the description. And I'll see you guys tomorrow on my WWE Raw review and highlights. BigboyfactsJonny. Have a great night. Stay safe, stay strong, and always stay positive. And I'm out of here.